Let's have a conversation about the best web design software. Let's say you're trying to really design a website and you have the options. You have a lot of options. As a matter of fact, you can do things yourself. So the DIY option, you can use a drag and drop builder, or you can say, you know what, I'm going to use a web design software tool. So when we talk about web design software tool, here's a review I want you to pay attention to. So you have three types of web design software tools. So you have a code-free web design software. So those tools do not require you to write any code and are specifically more user-friendly. So if you're a beginner, not a problem, you can use it. And you have code editing platforms. So you'll need to have some coding skills to use these tools, but they give you more control over the design process. And then you have graphic design software for mockups and prototypes. So when we talk about prototypes, these tools can be used to create mockups and prototypes, but may also have web design features. Sometimes these are code editing platforms or code-free web design software. I want to first talk to you about the best code-free web design software. So we have Weebly, we have Squarespace, we have Wix, and we have Shopify. So when we talk about Weebly, we're talking about the best overall. This is a really great, and you can do a lot of stuff with Weebly. You have a pre-built templates. You have basic e-commerce features included in all pricing plans. It's just fantastic. So Weebly keeps your content in place when you switch themes, while some of its competition doesn't, such as Wix, for instance. Wix, if you switch themes, you're going to lose your content. So with Weebly, you have the space to try a few different styles before settling on your website design identity, right? So this is kind of cool. So, and with Weebly, you have the ability to generate shipping labels on paid plans, for instance. You have Instagram feed integration, and you have unlimited product listing for all pricing plans. This is really good. Now, the only thing we don't like with Weebly is that there is no phone customer service support for the free plan, email only, and PayPal payments are only available through its performance plan. I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is the pricing for Weebly as of the date of this show. Another player I want to share with you is Squarespace. So with Squarespace, you have a site that is like web design software that's great for multimedia sites. So if you are looking for something visually appealing, you want to go for Squarespace. This is kind of cool. And you have award-winning templates. You are automatically optimizing your website for mobile. You can create an online store easily, and you have SEO features. In terms of pricing, I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is the pricing for Squarespace as of the date of this show. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. The third web design software tool I want to share with you is Wix, of course. So Wix, in our view, is the best software with pre-made templates. Wix has about 500 all the way to 1,200 templates. And those are really, those span all kinds of industries. You don't have to, like, if you are in consulting, if you are in architecture, if you're in e-commerce, you will find templates within Wix to sort of suit your needs, okay? And so you have, you have a completely free plan. Its app marketplace has more than 300 integrations. It comes with the built-in SEO tools, and Wix has an ADI editor, so an artificial design intelligence editor that allows you to build a site in minutes automatically. This is really fantastic. And I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is the pricing for Wix as of the date of this show. Let's talk about Shopify. Shopify is another web design software that's actually really great when it comes to e-commerce particularly. And in our view, Shopify is best for e-commerce sites. So if you're looking for the best web design software for e-commerce, go with Shopify. This is really hands down. This is really great. And Shopify is just hands down the most popular e-commerce platforms, and it has everything you need to create an online store. And if you understand Liquid, you'll be able to customize your Shopify theme even further with JavaScript, JSON, HTML, and CSS. And the cool thing is Shopify offers a 14-day free trial so that you can test out the platform and see if it is the right fit for you before making a commitment. And some features available include a customizable checkout process. Really, really fantastic. You have automatic task calculations that we love a lot. You have abandoned cart recovery and support for over 70 payment processors. Fantastic. So look at Shopify as a platform built specifically for e-commerce, nothing else. It has a 14-day free trial, and it can really integrate with tons of third-party apps the app marketplace on Shopify is really huge. I mean, you have about 6,000 to 7,000, sometimes 8,000 apps available on the marketplace. And so Shopify also offers pay in 4 options for customers with a third-party connection. I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is the pricing for Shopify as of the date of this show. So overall, when you think about Shopify, we think about Weebly, Squarespace, Wix, and Shopify. We think that Weebly is the best because the starting price is free, and you have pre-built templates, and you have in terms of features, you have basic e-commerce features included in all pricing plans. But Shopify is really the best when it comes to e-commerce, for sure. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the best web design software that you need to know about this year. Let's talk about the best code editing platforms for websites. The first one is Adobe Dreamweaver. So when you think about Adobe Dreamweaver, this is great for professional designers. And the cool thing about Adobe here is that you are able to but you got to have experience. So you got to have experience with coding, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is the ideal web design software for you. You can integrate with the other Adobe Creative Cloud products such as Photoshop and its stock image library. And so the access code here learns quickly and makes suggestions to help speed up the process of building the website. Although you need coding knowledge to get started on Dreamweaver, you are not building totally from scratch. So Dreamweaver is actually a higher investment per month and might even be better if you have more creative cloud services. So it should be used by someone with more dedicated coding knowledge. So having the flexibility to build your own pages is a key feature of web design software for businesses that have custom content they want to show off. Okay. And so when you think about this tool, I want you to think about maximum design control with coding, integration with Creative Cloud, live view available when editing, and you have student teacher discount. So this is really good. And it's not really friendly for beginner web designers, and it's not the most affordable option. You can see in terms of pricing, you can see the on the screen here, how much it's costing you per month. And then you have Sublime Text. This is another player that we want to share with you. And now Sublime Text is, in our view, the best simple code editor. And here you have pre-built templates, and you have the key features include context-aware autocomplete features for code making, building, editing faster. So basically, you have a syntax highlighting makes visual code editing much easier. It's just fantastic. Now, there is a steep learning curve here, though. So you gotta have some experience in coding. It also features support for all of JavaScript's newest features, so your website design can have the most up-to-date features. It's available for Linux, Macs, and Windows. This is an ideal coding engine for a variety of website designers. Fantastic. In terms of pricing, you are looking at $99 flat. Another tool I want to share with you is OpenElement. So OpenElement is great for code editor for community support, and you have templates, of course. And this is actually what we love about there is a strong forum with a community of coders who can help with answers. It's just fantastic. Now, for experienced coders, OpenElement is a great free option for website design. In addition to all the code you need to build a functional website, various integrations are available through code blocks. Since it's free, building websites with OpenElement means starting from scratch. You can optimize the website through the interface for high search rankings and also optimize all of the images. For coders familiar with building websites, OpenElement is best, as it's a free web design software, so it's not as visually accessible to new coders as other web design software. And in terms of pros, you have a completely free, so there are no paid plans. You have a responsive website building. You have SEO integrations from the get-go, just fantastic. Now, the only drawbacks we have found here is that this tool requires strong coding knowledge to use, and templates are not in English. So this is something you need to think about. Another tool I'm going to share with you is WordPress. So here we're speaking about WordPress.org. So WordPress.org is really like a popular for good reason. It's one of the most versatile pieces of web design software available to businesses, and it's open source. So you can use WordPress to create anything from a simple blog to a full-fledged e-commerce website. And this is kind of cool. And because it is open source, there is a community of developers who contribute to WordPress and create themes and plugins for the software. This also means that if you want something specific for your website, chances are someone has already made it and it's available as a plugin. So when you think about the pros and cons that we love with WordPress, you have lots of WordPress provided and third-party support and tutorials available. And you can completely customize your site. You can expand the functionality using plugins and widgets, and it's free to use with paid hosting, of course. The only thing you have to think about is that, there is a steep learning curve and you must pay a web host, but it is free. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the best web design software you can think about right now. Let me talk to you about the best web design software for website mockups. If you're interested in website mockups, what should you be thinking about? Well, first of all, you have Adobe XD. So with Adobe XD, basically Adobe XD is currently in maintenance mode. However, you can still use it if you were part of the earlier sort of wave. And so we love the fact that with Adobe XD, you have a tool that is best for easy sharing. And the thing is that the layout and design features are available. You have connection to Creative Cloud libraries is also possible. And the thing is that as it is currently in maintenance mode, it can actually resume in the future. But it's really important to understand that with Adobe XD, this is the leading choice for UX design. You have tons of design features available on the app and with Creative Cloud integrations, and you have free trial available to try. This is really cool. And the only thing we don't like is that you have a steep learning curve, of course, and the video export is only available on Macs. You also have Webflow, which is another tool that's really great. Webflow is great for designer developer workflows. So you have pre-built templates. You have over 400 to 500 free tutorials on how to use and scale your business with Webflow. So technically, Webflow, for all intents and purposes, can fall under the best code-free web design software, but it does such a good job at website mockups, we chose to include it here. So if you're not interested in diving into code, but still want a website that looks like it was professionally made, Webflow is for you. You can use pre-made templates or create your own custom designs with the drag and drop interface. And the Visual CSS editor is also available if you want to get your hands dirty with code. And one of the best features about Webflow is that it generates clean code with in the background as you design. So if you decide to hand off your project to a developer, they won't have any trouble understanding your vision. So when you think about Webflow, the pros is that you have no coding knowledge necessary. You can hand off projects to developers with ease, and you have pre-made templates available. And here you have a software tool that also offers a free plan. Speaking about free plan, I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is a pricing for Webflow as of the date of this show. Let's quickly talk about the steps here. So how do you choose the the best web design software for you? It's really important to understand that there are various types of web design software available, right? You probably just saw that, as well as their key features and pricing. Now you need to decide which one is right for you. So there are a few questions you need to ask before you decide whether or not this software versus this other one is better for you. Now, do you want to learn to code or not? That's the first question you got to ask yourself. If you have no interest in learning to code, then you want to stick with a YC editor. In other words, a web design space. This is basically what you see is what you get, or one of the all-in-one platforms such as Weebly or GoDaddy. So if you're willing to put in the time to learn to code, you have a lot more flexibility in terms of what software you can use. What is your budget? Because some of the best web design software, including Dreamweaver or Photoshop, can be quite expensive. So if you are on a tight budget, you may want to stick with a free or lower cost option. And what features are you looking for? Make sure the software you choose has all the features you need. For example, if you want to create an online store, let's say you want to really set up an e-commerce shop, make sure the platform you choose has e-commerce features. Or if you want to be able to create custom designs, make sure the software has a YC editor. What level of experience do you have? I mean, if you are a beginner, You want to choose software that is easy to use and has a lot of tutorials and support available, either online or video. Okay. And if you are more experienced, you will have more leeway in terms of what you can choose. And the next thing I want you to really think about also is that you have to think about flexibility. How much flexibility do you have when it comes to customization? So no matter which web design software you choose, remember that the most important thing is to create a website that reflects your brand and helps you achieve your business goals. Because the whole thing is, why do you have to be to go online if you cannot have a bespoke website, right? So the most important facet of choosing web design software for your solo venture or small business is really evaluating your existing capabilities. If you are an experienced coder and want more customization options, Dreamweaver or Sublime Text are better choices. If you need a website up and running quickly, Weebly or Squarespace are better options. If there are bugs affecting Squarespace and Weebly sites, you would have to go through customer service instead of being able to fix them by yourself. Make sure you have someone dedicated to website maintenance, no matter what web design software you have chosen. This is really important because at the end of the day, the best web design software is one that helps you create the website you need within your budget and with as little hassle as possible. So take time to explore your options and choose the software that's right for you. Let me give you the overview before we close to this conversation. It's really important to understand that when you think about the best web design software, you got to really understand this is the one that you need to create, that this is the one that helps you create your website within your budget. Okay, so the easiest, when it comes to the easiest web design software to use, it really depends on your prior coding experience. Although Squarespace, Shopify, and Weebly are overall easiest to use, coders might actually prefer something with more customization options, right? And is the HTML best for creating websites? Well, it really depends. Although HTML is the basis for all static web pages, most websites now use CSS for style and JavaScript as well as other enhancements. Web design software can have these features already made for you with templates. And you can actually you can design a website without coding. Okay. The thing is that you just need to understand it's all a matter of how much you are willing to invest in terms of time, in terms of experience, in terms of skills. So most web design software does not require coding. However, if you want to add more complex features, you might need some coding skills. If you want to try your hand at coding, check out WordPress, as 43% of websites are powered by it. It's open source software, and there are tons of tutorials. Otherwise, consider a drag and drop website editor such as Wix or Weebly or Shopify, for instance. And you can try to make a website for free, that's for sure. However, keep in mind that free website builders usually have limited features and storage. So if you need more features or storage, you will likely have to upgrade to a paid plan. It's just part of the game. And so the best website builder for a small business, well, it depends on what you're trying to do with the website. If you want to actually have an online presence, go with Shopify. Okay, if it's an e-commerce platform that offers, let's say, a wide range of features such as abandoned cart recovery and automatic tax calculation, go with Shopify. But if you just want a regular website, go with Weebly or Wix. And no matter which website design software you choose, just pay attention to safety. You want to have features such as two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication because you need to preserve your data. This is very important. Before we close to this conversation, I want to share with you our approach when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing web design software. So please check this out right now. All right, let's quickly do a recap here. So I just shared with you a few, I explained to you, we have three types of web design software: code-free web design software, code editing platforms, and graphic design software for mockups and prototypes. So for the best code-free web design software, we have Weebly, we have Squarespace, we have Wix, and we have Shopify. And for the best code editing platforms for websites, we have Adobe Dreamweaver, we have Sublime Text, we have Open Element, and we have WordPress. And for the best design software for website mockups, we have Adobe XD, we have a Webflow. So those are the two. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.